how much he understands this scheme and how comfortable he is in it. But I think he's a player that's progressing every single year, every single day he's out here getting better. But again, it's a really day-by-day basis of making decisions of what I think the team needs. So having a guy that's been there, done that at a high level, can teach you all the tricks of the trade. And also, I give Malik a ton of credit just for his work ethic. Just watch him go out here, how hard he practices. I think you see this skill set, Scott. You see big, long speed. I mean, he can really run, he can really bend, and he's got great length. So those are great traits to have when you're talking about coming out of a 3-point stance or a 2-point stance.
Kevin Stefanski dropped an absolute bombshell on August 1st that sent shockwaves. By giving Shedeur Sanders first-team reps, Stefanski flipped the whole quarterback room upside down. This decision could reshape the Browns' future and redefine who really holds the power under center in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's invaluable. Having a guy that's been there, done that at a high level, can teach you all the tricks of the trade. And also, I give Malik.
When Kevin Stefanski stood in front of reporters and made it official, Shedeur Sanders was getting first-team reps. It wasn't some passing comment. It was a calculated move. Stefanski said it loud enough for the whole league to hear, and in that moment, everything shifted.
Yeah, I think he's done a nice job, Tony. I think Gage, like a lot of these rookies, but he's a very smart kid, so we can line him up all over. And then, in football, when you can catch the rock and make somebody miss, and those are things that get noticed. So he's been where he's supposed to be, which is a big part of being a rookie.
And that's the thing. This wasn't just a practice rotation. It was a statement. Stefanski wasn't testing waters. He was letting everyone know that Shedeur Sanders is in this competition, and he's not just here to watch.
But he's also made plays with the ball, so he's done a nice job.
Let's be honest, Shedeur Sanders didn't come to Cleveland quietly. He brought a wave of hype, cameras, and critics with him. Some see him as a flashy college kid riding the Deion Sanders wave. But Stefanski saw something different. And he's not alone.
Telling everybody all that.
That is the pivotal difference. If we're going to go there, let's go there. Because I do think that's the difference between Shedeur Sanders, both at quarterback and historically speaking at quarterback.
Shedeur wasn't handed those reps out of pity or pressure. He earned them. Reporters at camp described him as controlled, sharp, and precise. He's hitting throws with NFL speed, commanding huddles like a vet, and showing a chemistry with receivers that rookies aren't supposed to have this early.
They gave him that record-setting contract, guaranteeing him $230 million. How did that work out?
Now take a look at the quarterback room Shedeur just stepped into. It's not calm waters, it's a storm. Deshaun Watson, he's the $230 million man who hasn't played like one. His future's murky. Health issues, off-field scrutiny, inconsistent on-field play, it's all in the mix.
Player that plays hard, very, very technique sound. He's made a few plays already in camp where you can kind of see his ability to run games and stunts is extremely high because he has so many reps at it. And I think that goes a long way with some of the young kids at that position as well.
Then there's Joe Flacco. Super Bowl MVP, yes. But let's not pretend he's 28 anymore. He had moments last season, no doubt, but is he your 17-game solution? Doubtful. Kenny Pickett? Came in with a promise, still stuck in limbo. One day solid, the next day shaky, nothing guaranteed. And Dylan Gabriel, talented, sure, but green, still learning, still adjusting.
Said it once, and I'll say it again. Shedeur need to get the hell out of Cleveland, bruh. It's looking real spooky.
This isn't just a healthy competition. It's a full-blown QB traffic jam. No one's in the driver's seat yet, and Stefanski just hit the accelerator on a rookie with everything to prove and nothing to lose.
All of our positions, every single day, is an important part of getting ready for the season and part of the evaluation. So really at every position we'll use these next.
He's keeping all positions in mind, but Kevin Stefanski isn't just rolling dice with the Browns offense. He's playing chess, and half the board doesn't even realize it yet. See, this whole Shedeur Sanders first team situation, it's not a gimmick. It's not some preseason stunt to grab headlines. It's the beginning of something intentional, because Stefanski is now back with the headset on in 2025. And you don't come back to calling plays unless you have a very clear picture of what you want that offense to look like. And right now, that picture has Shedeur Sanders dead center.
I think, I would say our entire rookie class is taking advantage of their reps. I've been impressed with this group.
Kevin Stefanski is impressed by all rookies, but Shedeur isn't your typical Stefanski quarterback. He's mobile. He's creative. He extends plays. He thrives in chaos. That's not what we've seen from Stefanski's offenses in the past. But maybe Stefanski's had a change of heart. Maybe he's finally realized that the league isn't waiting around for safe. It's rewarding boldness. And giving Shedeur those reps might just be Stefanski's way of saying, let's evolve.
That, right? They don't like that he's secure of who he is. He knows who he is. He doesn't come in there, kiss the ring, trying to fit in.
Because let's be honest, Shedeur fits the modern mold. Young, athletic, quick release, confident under pressure. And Stefanski's playbook, it might be getting a full remix to fit that.
As a quarterback, as a potential face of a franchise, which I believe you can be and will be.
Now enter the fallout. The hate is coming from all directions. Some say it's nepotism, that Shedeur only got this far because of Dayon. Others say it's hype, that he's all style, no substance. A few are just flat out bitter that a rookie is jumping the line ahead of million-dollar veterans.
And Shedeur is just really, really smart. He understands the game of football and the position. So he's kind of ahead of the curve in terms of how he's picking up the game, and he wants more.
But here's the thing no one wants to admit. It scares them. Not because Shedeur's bad, but because he might actually be better. And for traditionalists who've clung to the Watson-Flacco plan like it's gospel, Stefanski's decision feels like a threat, like the ground's shifting beneath their feet. If you're loving the chaos and want the real story before it breaks, hit subscribe and stay one step ahead of the drama. There's also a deeper layer to all this. The unspoken stuff, the undertones. Some of the criticism around Shedeur has felt heavy, like it's not just about football, like there's this generational divide between fans who grew up with stoic, quiet QBs and a new wave of players who are loud, confident, and branded before they even hit the field.
You can definitely see the difference when there's 3 guys versus 4 guys.
100%.
You know, it becomes way. It's even less of a headache for the coaches to come up with how they're going to split them. So
just when it felt like the room couldn't get any more tense, Joe Flacco went on a podcast.
Reps. Yeah, listen, I think they were trying to get everybody reps, you know, and it is a hard thing because especially in today's camp, you're only out there for so long. Like,
it seemed harmless at first, just Joe being Joe, calm, measured, thoughtful, but then out came the nugget, a soft-spoken truth bomb. He casually mentioned how certain guys were getting more reps, how the staff seemed to know where things were headed, and how you could feel the direction changing.
You can't dwell on those things. You just got to do whatever they're asking you to do. You got to do the best.
That wasn't nothing. That was a pulse check. And suddenly everyone knew Stefanski's move wasn't coming out of nowhere. The locker room felt it. The vets felt it. Flacco definitely felt it. And you could hear it in the way he talked. Not angry, not shocked, just resigned. Like he understood that Stefanski was ready to roll the dice on something new, something faster, something fresher. And that's where we are right now.
Going all the way back to the spring, I think they've worked extremely hard. We brought them in early for the early report to get extra reps even in that setting. So it's hard to narrow it to one position because I've been so impressed by the entire group.
However, Stefanski made a statement, a declaration that the Browns might be done chasing safety and ready to create sparks. Whether it works or not, that's the big gamble. But one thing's clear, this isn't about fairness or veteran respect or waiting your turn anymore. This is about building something that wins, and Stefanski thinks Shedeur Sanders might be the guy to do it.
And further than the 5th round, the Browns did finally take him 50 picks after the Browns had already taken Dillon Gabriel, who also happens to be a quarterback.
Now, let's be real. He's not out there running laps around everybody. Dillon Gabriel's had flashes. Pickett still makes NFL-level plays. But when Sanders runs with the first team, the pace feels different. There's rhythm, timing, control. One Browns beat reporter said the offense looks smoother with Sanders under center, like the timing is synced up. That's not fluff, that's football IQ meeting preparation.
That Shedeur immediately did impress everyone with his presence, with his body language, with his command, just with his star quality. He's a Sanders, carries himself like a Sanders. like Dion's.
You can also see the team responding. Receivers are getting back to the huddle quicker. Linemen are locked in. The energy changes. That's the unspoken part of quarterbacking. Leadership that doesn't scream, but commands. So yeah, no one's handing Shedeur anything. He's not just being tried out, he's being tested. And so far, he's passing those tests with the kind of poise that rookies aren't supposed to have. But let's flip the camera back on Stefanski for a second, because this is where it really gets heavy. He's not just evaluating quarterbacks, he's playing for his job.
No, there was never no one thought he was this like malcontent or like a bag. It wasn't.
That was the word.
That was kind of what was being said.
After the inconsistencies of last season and giving up play calling midway through 2024, the pressure on Stefanski coming into this season is sky high. Ownership is watching, fans are watching, the media is circling like sharks. And now that he's taken play calling back in 2025, that spotlight just got even brighter. So now, let's ask the big question. What does all this mean for the Browns this season? This could turn into a QB battle that completely shocks the league, the kind that sends ESPN scrambling and fantasy football boards on fire. If Shedeur continues at this pace, there's a real possibility he could start week 1, not as a gimmick, as the guy.
Pre-draft process was so unorthodox that he didn't go through it all like everyone else did, and I think there's a lot that we can look back on this thing, especially if he becomes a star in this league and say, you could point fingers in a million ways. Not having a pure agent, not having the workout.
Or maybe the team doesn't start him right away, but the momentum builds. Maybe it's week 4, the offense stalls, and boom, Stefanski makes the switch. Suddenly, the locker room rallies around the young leader, and the Browns find their identity halfway through the season. Or it all blows up, a divided locker room, frustrated veterans, pressure mounting, Stefanski second-guessing, and the Browns spiral into the same confusion that's haunted them for over a decade. It could go any of those directions. That's what makes this moment so electric.
Shows you how much he understands this scheme and how comfortable he is in it. But I think he's a player that's progressing every single year, every single day. He's out here getting better and better.
And the matchups ahead, they're not light. Preseason games against top-tier defenses. A real shot for Sanders to show what he's made of against real pressure. Every snap is a test. Every drive is a headline waiting to happen. Stefanski dropped the bomb. And now the fuse is lit. So what do you think? Is Stefanski a genius, or is this a desperate swing? Hit that like button if you think Shedeur deserves this shot, and don't forget to subscribe.